Howard, let's start with what Kobe said this weekend about the league having co-MVPs. I never like that. I don't like when you break it up and you can't decide one or the other. For me, it's Russell Westbrook. But what do you think about this MVP race, and who do you think is the front runner, and who you think deserves that award?
Yeah, the co-MVP thing is like a cute idea, Kobe, but it doesn't actually work that way mathematically. Like we all fill out individual ballots. There's over 100 of us filling out ballots. Like you couldn't create that intentionally if you wanted to. To me, James Harden is clearly the MVP, and I do say clearly the MVP. The NBA has a long tradition of this. It's not written in the rules anywhere. It's unspoken or it's an unstated thing, but there's 30, 35 years here where the MVP has come from a team that's top 2 or 3 in its conference and that wins at least 50 games. And Russell Westbrook's team is not going to win 50 games, and they're not top 2 or 3 in the conference. They're not a contender. And the MVP, if you want to loosely define it, and everyone's got their own definition, but my loose definition is that it is a combination of individual excellence and team success. And the Rockets are a legit contender in the West. I don't know that they're going to beat the Warriors if they meet them in a series in the conference finals, but they're a legit powerhouse, and they have a historically great offense. James Harden is the engine of that offense, and his numbers rival or exceed those of Westbrook. And just the magic or the perceived magic of the triple-double average doesn't do it for me when you fall short in other areas. And one of those areas, by the way, is that the Thunder's offense, for all of Westbrook's fireworks, the Thunder's offense is middle of the pack to below average. I think they're somewhere between like 15th and 17th in offensive efficiency. So it's just not having an impact. And the MVP award is about not just your greatness, but the impact it has. And that's on the win totals and on your team's offensive ranking. And Harden is far and away better than Westbrook in terms of what he's producing for his team and what his team is doing because of it.
So, Howard, given Westbrook's dominance with the triple-doubles and everything he does all over the field, and just like you said, the lack of production offensively from everybody else on that team, doesn't that speak to the greatness of Westbrook and what he's done this year?
No one's questioning his greatness, but this is the MVP trophy we're talking about. And as I said, there are two components. You have the individual excellence, which Harden has, Westbrook has, LeBron James has, Steph Curry has. You've got a bunch of guys who you can point to for individual excellence. The other component is team success. The Thunder don't have it. So to me, it's end of argument right there, unless we're going to buck 30, 35 years of tradition and say, well, he averaged a triple-double and the numbers are really impressive, so let's throw everything else out the window and the team's results don't matter. The other part of that, too, though, is, listen, yes, there are guys whose individual excellence is that much more impressive when you look at the surrounding cast and you say, wow, where would they be without him? But that's the case for every great player on some level. The team's always going to dip a little bit when you take away a James Harden or a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan or a Kevin Durant. It's just because they'd all of a sudden be a losing team as opposed to a lower tier playoff team or something. We're kind of splitting hairs, and we're also creating a lot of guesswork. And Westbrook's surrounding cast isn't that bad. This is the core of a team that was still a deep playoff team last year, granted with Durant on it. And Harden's supporting cast there are no all-stars there. Their second best player was Dwight Howard. He left, and they got better. And guys like Clint Capella are having career years. So credit to James Harden for lifting up his supporting cast in a way that I'm not sure Westbrook really has.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.